Hey everybody, this is Christo, and this is part 45 of the Human Journal. This journal, I will call this journal, Love Yourself. Yeah, I'm going to talk about what I've been feeling recently, and, you know, I know that some of the stuff that I'm going to share, I know a good number of you will relate. You know, recently I was feeling so hard on myself. I let my own ego get the best of me. Um, the feeling from within that suggested to me that I'm stuck. You know, what I'm going to do, right? And I'm like, you know, it's certain situations I'm not happy. I'm going to tell you straight up, everybody. I haven't shared this in my clips. You know, I have a job that I'm not really happy with, you know. And I know a good number of you can relate to that. Going through a lot of feelings, a lot of that stuff. And I just like, part of me, I felt that, you know, I'm going to lean toward source, or you can say consciousness from within. And I was just saying that, you know, I'm going to wait things out. Consciousness within me will make it clear what's the best route to take. And, you know, and there's a part of me just want to flat out leave. Now, as I was feeling all this, I allowed my emotions and everything to get the best of me. I was talking to my friend of mine, and I said, you know, I listened to my clips, I told her, and for the moment, I'm not able to listen to my own advice in my clips, you know, and I felt that way. I felt frustrated. It takes a lot to share this. I know a lot of people, you know, I just want to say how I feel about this. Some people will talk about where they at, how advanced they got to spiritually, but, you know, I'm not saying everybody's like this, but there's some people, when they have certain moments, some people are not going to admit certain things. They'll just keep that a secret, okay, and they'll talk about all the other stuff. Now, a lot of stuff that I share in my clips, I've been pretty much straightforward, a lot of things I shared, especially about my background, especially that I'm a reincarnated being into this human body, okay? I know I'm very unique in its own way. You know, there's a lot of people that that's spiritual. There's people that have different guides, some spiritual guides around them to assist. There's a lot of people have different setups. But all those people and those beings that claim to be from different dimensions, and myself including everything, all that, everybody, okay, everyone is from consciousness. And yeah, I felt frustrated because it's like, I said to myself, where I'm at spiritually is like, it's like I felt like, how can I just go backwards? Why do I feel this way? You know? I was very hard on myself. My own head was really badgering me about different things, about comparing me to other people on YouTube that talks about how they're able to align themselves with different places and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, and I was at a point, a little bit of a low point. But then ultimately, even though I was at a low point, and even though I find myself comparing myself to other people, and looking down on myself, feeling ashamed that I should know better, you know, life. What happened, Curso? You know, how you will be able to be an example to everybody. Those are the things how I felt when I had my moments. Now, I understand all this is part of the human experience that I sign up. Everything is lessons. Everything in life, especially in this dimension, everything is lessons. Everything. You know, even though I was in a low point and I found myself comparing myself to other people and certain things I'm not too thrilled about certain things in my life, you know what? I got to say this, okay? I want to say something now that even my own head is going to think I'm crazy. You know what? I'm still consciousness. I'm still love. That's exactly what I am. That's the truth, you know? And, you know, regardless what my own head will tell me, okay? Regardless, okay? I am still love. You know, it's very easy to get caught up with stuff like you look at yourself, you knock yourself down. It's very easy to do that. I understood that. I've been there so many times. And even today, where I'm at now, that how I shift myself and that I'm not the same being that I was. And even though some people would say, wow, Chris, you're very spiritual, it's like you say some deep stuff. And even though I say that, and even though I'm at a low point, I'm still great. I'm still consciousness. I know my power. And, you know, my friend, she was sending me an icon on my cell phone saying that everything's okay. At the moment, I didn't want to hear that everything's okay. I didn't feel that way. But deep down inside, I knew that everything's okay. You know? Yeah, everything's okay, you know? We just gotta, you know, regardless if you're in a situation at your job, you're in a relationship, or your life is not where it's supposed to be, you know, I've said this before in my other clips, okay? Don't give up, okay? I always talk about to shift out of the victim mentality. The victim mentality, it's an idea, or I could say it's an energy. It's suggested for you to feel to be a victim, but you don't have to be a victim. You know how to shift out of being a victim, and I'm saying this to myself only as I'm inspiring everybody else, is to really focus what you really prefer. Focus. Okay? Focus. You got to really strip away all the negative crap about yourself and everything else what's going on and the people that you don't like and others, et cetera, right? Really focus. That's the key. Meditate. I always talk about meditation. Do whatever works for you. Go somewhere that's quiet or somewhere, maybe in a room or something. Meditate. You have to also look at yourself that you are worthy of every great thing in life. You got to really, and it's for myself now, okay, I'm not just saying it to you, you got to put aside what we was taught in upbringing, that you're a failure, and that life is not easy, or let's say life is not fair. Because, you see, when we hold on to victimhood, what you're doing, and even for myself now, even though I am power too, just like everybody else, what we're doing is that you're manifesting, you're going to reproduce the same thing. You're going to stay at that space. You understand, everyone? And for myself, I know my power. I picked myself up early, and I said, I know who I am. I know my power. I love myself. I'm inspired. I listen to other people on the clips and everything. And there's one person named, I can't say her name, but I'm going to probably put, I'm going to, when I record, and I've said this in my other clips, I don't have a cue card in front of me. Actually, I never really use a cue card. I drive and I record. And I'm in that zone. And I travel far. And, I just speak my heart out. But I'm going to put some information on my description of these clips. I'm going to start doing that and put down this clip is dedicated to somebody. I just say I forgot a name, of somebody. So, quite frankly, I don't care if it's not so professionally done, my clips. I don't care. The thing is, what's important is the message. Is what I'm conveying to you. Okay? And how you take it in and that you're inspired. Okay? You see, I had to pick myself up, okay? And I had to give the cool thing about consciousness is that you give yourself grace as many times you want. You could be, someone would consider you a spiritual guru, and then you find yourself like, oh my gosh, what the hell happened? Why do I feel this way? Why do I like that? Why do I seem like I'm going backwards for a moment? You know what? Let me tell you this. Life is full of lessons. When you feel like you're at a low point, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. You're never a failure. When you decide to wake up and understand who you really are, I mean, if you really think about it, you are source. Even though source put itself into a human body, yes, your flesh, everything of you are a source of life. There's no separation, okay? So if you really, really, really think about it, you really step outside your ego, okay, you never are a failure. I mean, if you want to label yourself as a failure, go ahead. On the surface part, you're going to say that. But deep down in spirit, you're not a failure. You're far from a failure. And that's the same thing I have to tell myself in this experience being human. I'm not of a human. Even though I'm in a human body, and even though my spirit merged with this spirit, I know who I am. And even if that didn't happen, even if my spirit didn't merge with the spirit, I'm still consciousness. Regardless what body I'm in, regardless if I'm formless, regardless where I reincarnate myself, I am consciousness. Consciousness could do anything at once. It could travel, it could be formless, it could be any form. Okay? It's just that this is the kind of experience that we within consciousness choose. And I know that I'm worthy. I don't have to compare myself to anybody else. I listen to my journal clips, I listen to some of my clips, and I listen to other people's clips, people that's very inspiring. And, I just want to say that I feel darn good. I felt inspired to do this clip. Part of me early said, oh, you're going to really do this clip that you was at a low point and you feel this such and such way? You shouldn't say that. My own head was suggesting that to me. But I said to myself, no. Like, why would I not? I mean, I don't have to share. If I didn't do this clip, I'm still consciousness. I'm still love. See, no matter what you do, okay, no matter what you do, I don't hear people say this, but everybody got their own take on sharing things when it comes to source of life or consciousness. Same thing. See, no matter what you do, you are still love. The thing is, you see, reason why I'm inspiring is because, you see, for those that, when in this human experience, okay, I told you this in my other clip, the human experience is just one level within consciousness. You see, what I share to you, you see, I'm not really talking to the human level, okay? I'm talking to consciousness. I'm giving you a nudge, okay? Because beneath the level, you see, in a surface part, you're going to feel like, oh, wow, like my life is a mess and everything. Like I always shared, right? You're going to feel that way. But it's a joy for me to inspire you and myself to say, you're never a failure. You're never stuck. You just have to know it. I know in the human experience, we want physical things to happen as confirmation. I understand that very well. Believe me, I've taken this feeling myself. I understand about, in spirit, when you meditate, and when you meditate from within, and you align yourself, okay, I talked about synchronicity, how synchronicity, it keeps everything together. Everything's connected. So when you meditate, or you can say you can synchronize, you align yourself where you want to be, what reality you going to choose. It will manifest right before your eyes. Trust me, synchronicity will tell you. It will come to you, and your spirit will know. Your spirit will know. It will tap into your inner thoughts. Okay, and it's gonna say, you remember you felt that way early? No matter if it's good or bad now. But you remember you felt that way about such and such, whatever experience you had before? I'm bringing it to you again. Or something that you always wanted. Or a desire, or maybe a trip to a place, or you always wondered to yourself, gee, I wish I got something to mail for me to go to Hawaii. And then boom, you got an offer to go to Hawaii, whatever it is. Synchronicity. So, your power, we are magnetic. We attract things. And that's the thing I want to say to everybody. But I realize within a human level, it's like it suggests, within this level, it's going to suggest that no, you're not in control. Things happen by chance. And that's why I want to talk to you, because, you see, beneath the human level, you are spiritual beings. So you understand what I'm talking about. It's not going to stop me from inspiring you and myself. We attract things. So I wanted to say this, okay? This is not going to be a long journal. You feel down, you feel upset, or you feel like ashamed of yourself, like you felt like you advanced and then you feel like, what the heck? Why I feel so emotionally tired and angry and all that? You know what? All I can tell you is that give yourself grace as many times you want. Okay, there's nothing outside of you to tell you that, yes, I'm going to give you grace, and or maybe I might give you grace if you stop. And that's the thing with religion, faith kind of got things backwards, It's an idea, religion, like I always tell you. But you are God. You are source of all creation. Okay? You are. Give yourself as many grace you want. Pick yourself up. Everything's okay. Put your ego aside. Life is truly infinite. It is. It is. I feel good, okay? A lot of stuff that's been happening in my last part I created, I was learning about the, the straw man, corporate America. And I see all these things happening before my eyes. I'm seeing things, source of life is revealing these things to me. And I'm looking at myself, a being within consciousness. And I'm looking at my role here. I said, wow, things being laid out before me. And this is like, how I could put it. This is like a perfect opportunity for me to express, to inspire everybody to envision a life that they prefer, and that there's always a way out. You give yourself an out. You understand? There's no savior outside of you that's going to come and save you. I tell you this many times. You give yourself out. Okay? Okay? You give yourself out. And I'm excited. This thing, what's happening, this information here in America about the straw man and how you could get your sovereignty back. Well, I mean, you are a sovereign being, but, I say that you're a spiritual being, even though you're in a flesh. But you're a spiritual being. You're infinite. You are infinite design. You are spiritual beings. this thing here in America and how you able to, get your straw man back, your corporate entity, whatever. I mean, all this stuff is a game. It's like it's part of the package of being human. But ultimately, life is much greater than all these things. This is just part of the experience. It's a game that I choose to be in, you know. And I look at this. See, I have to look at this in a bigger picture. I know things within humanity go through a process, and that's okay. This is the right step. I do envision this world, everybody enjoying their bliss, because we are bliss, all of us, no matter where you're from. Okay, I see a lot of great things. I'm excited. I have so many reasons to be excited. I have so many reasons. And I have to say, regardless I felt low of myself, I'm still not the same being that I was before. You see? Consciousness is about expansion. Okay? So regardless, my head will try to bring up the past and will suggest that I'm a failure, right? And will say you're stuck, you're in places that you don't like. It will throw that, right? I will just have to look at it like, you know what? I put myself in this job. That's the truth. I don't care what the requirements or whatever, or the background check. It doesn't matter. I put myself in this job, and I will get myself out of this job when I'm ready. It will be pretty obvious from source that, Creso, it's time to move on. We got other plans to do. And, well, if I decide to leave now, whenever I do, everything's okay. Source of life is taking care of me. I don't have to worry. And I know that's a big test for a lot of people. It's a big, big, big test. We try to figure out so much that what we're going to do. We leave our job, we do this, we're screwed. We're not screwed. You're not. This does take, you see, this method that I'm telling you, okay, this does take a lot of reconditioning your mind. You got to reprogram yourself. You got to look at, the first thing, I believe, the first thing is to see yourself who you really are beneath the flesh. You got to look at yourself who you are. You got to look at yourself, your consciousness. Yeah, it's going to require, it requires for you to put aside your upbringing. It does require for you to put away your victim mentality. It does. It requires that, because I know each and every one of us, we want to enjoy life. A lot of us don't know how at the moment. But you know what? It's okay. Every single human being in this dimension is going through an experience. Okay? Whether it may seem chaotic, seems so crazy and all that, okay? Everybody's going through their experience because consciousness allows it. Consciousness allows it. But the thing is, you see, the beautiful thing about infinite life, that there's always a way out, Just when you feel like your life is doomed and you feel like you have nowhere to go, consciousness got your back. I told you this in my other clips in the past. There's really, you just have to look at yourself, your worth. And I'm going to share this. The reason why I had to share this, because I'm just being real. I know some of you, sometimes I feel like some of you might be intimidated by me. Who knows? Just some of the stuff, I'm just being open how I feel. Some people might think I'm crazy, whatever. But I just have to say this, that, as the power I am, and no matter what dimension I'm from, okay, I know who I am, okay? I know what I'm capable of. I know that I can align myself where I want to be. And if I'm going through a certain experience, I'm going through a certain experience. But I will just tell myself that I'm never stuck. And it's the same thing for you. You're never stuck. You know, you really have to shift from within. That means utilizing your imagination. Don't underestimate the power of imagination. Okay? You see, it's the same thing when you meditate. When you meditate, it's kind of like you're really going deep. And, you know, and I do my best to also go with this method, to go by reverse, reverse psychology. You see, in your head, you figured that the problems that you go through, you figured that something separate from you that's putting you in that situation, but not really. It's us. Okay, it's us. Okay, and I always do my best to make things very simple because it's not hard. Our own mind is going to say it's hard. It's going to tap into your feeling state. It's going to be so convincing that everything is difficult. It's going to tap into the nerves of your spine. I'm telling you, it does. It does. And even myself, even me, okay? But I have to say to myself that I know who I am. I'm still love. I'm still consciousness. There's nothing outside of me greater than me. Like, Crystal, you got to see. You got to see because you slipped down. You didn't go all the way down, but you just, slipped down a little bit. And then you pick yourself up within, 5 minutes. There's nobody outside doing that. If it's something that's doing that to yourself, you're doing it. And I did it to myself. I was putting myself under a clock. I was looking down on myself. I was comparing myself to other people. I felt like, should I share this in my journal? Daggone, this is a journal. Yeah, of course. I choose what I share in my journal. Yeah, I want to do it. My own head is telling me, don't do that. But I did it. I'm doing it right now. I'm recording. I just keep it real. It's just that, if anybody that they shift it in a different spiritual state, and if they choose not to share certain moments that they have, that's their choice. They're still consciousness. Me, I'm still consciousness regardless, and I just want to share that because I want you to feel. I'm doing it to connect with anybody that feels low at the moment, and they listen to their head that they're a failure and that they don't deserve it. And I'm just telling you that's not true. You are deserving. You are worthy of every great thing in life. You have to acknowledge that within. Meditate. Imagine where you want to be. Don't give up. Okay? I just have to emphasize this. Do not give up. Don't compare yourself to people. That's a trap too. I want to say that. Don't compare yourself. People that talks about their success and where they at, everything, they're not better than you. Okay? They're not. Okay? Everything in life in this dimension, no matter what dimension within consciousness, everything are lessons. Everything. Everything. So I just wanted to share that. I just know who I am. I know my great. I know that I'm great. I am worth so many great things. I just so much I can share. But whatever the space I'm at with this job, I'm not gonna let it dictate me. I'm not gonna let my mind get the best of me. I'm just not. I placed myself in this gig. I did. I placed myself here. And another thing too, you gotta acknowledge that you are fearless. Okay, fear is not going to protect you. Okay, that's a false thing that humanity, a good number of people hold is fear. It seems so right to be afraid. But you know what? Even if you decide to be afraid, you're still consciousness. All I'm saying is that because we attach ourselves to certain feelings, it's going to basically keep certain paradigms going. You're going to still go through a certain experience. Okay? All of this stuff comes from you. So when you shift from within, meaning change your mentality, change that you believe, change, visualize, envision right now and go with the feeling that where you want to be and whatever experience that you have from within, and meditate and not give up and putting your ego aside and not compete and not compare yourself to other people. When you do this and do this consistently now, okay, things change. I'm going to say this before I close out. There's been so much synchronicity goes on. From the smallest things, from the medium-sized things, from big things, doesn't matter. It does not matter. There's an ear that's listening to you. The universe listens to you. Okay? It works for you. The universe is not above you. The universe, you see, I can say the universe or the multiverse, but one grand, it's like a platform that's just made for you. Okay? It's not going to make sense to the intellect mind, but all I'm telling you, a lot of stuff that you send out, you can call it vibrational or energy. It could be negative, it could be positive. Whatever you send out, the universe is going to go according to how you feel. Some of you probably heard of this. Okay? This is no New Age stuff. This is no bull. This is how life works. So if you attract drama, you can do the opposite. But I just want to say this. If you do attract drama, you're still consciousness. You're still love. Okay? The one level of consciousness, you see, all the levels within consciousness, it's like an endless amount of numbers or endless amount of layers of consciousness of all feelings and everything. The one level that all the other levels within consciousness is attracted to is love, bliss, joy, peace. Okay, every dimension and every single, every dimension, every layers within consciousness. Well, when I say layers within consciousness, I'm actually saying dimensions. There's so many dimensions. Some people say that there's a seventh dimension, there's ninth dimension, 10th dimension. There is like really no numbers of dimensions. There's all kinds of dimensions in consciousness. It's like consciousness is a fractal. I'm being honest here. It is too much for the human mind to hold or grasp. But I do my best to describe the best I can to you. But all the layers, okay, and I mean dimensions, all that is attracted to that level, that dimension. And that level or that dimension is everywhere. Love, bliss, joy, peace, happiness, everything. So it could be the most darkest dimension. That darkest dimension is attracted to the love, peace, joy, happiness. It is. May not look like in the surface part, but deep down beneath, it is attracted to. So I just want to say, because the reason why I had to say that, because even the most baddest person in this world, the baddest person in the world wants love. Come on, really, seriously. You all know what I'm talking about. Okay? Even Hitler. Hitler himself wants love. So there's really no true villain in any being, no matter what you do. Okay? We all want love. There's a lot of us going through certain experiences. Is going to go through your experience. That's because you choose that. You know, we all play different roles in this dimension, for example. What role you pick, hey, it's your choice. You know, I know my role in this dimension. I place myself in this dimension to inspire, to witness, to be right there in the awakening, to see humanity evolved. So it's like, yeah, that's the main reason why I place myself in this dimension. And there's just different reasons, but let's just say that's one of the biggest reasons. Okay, so but yeah, I just want to do this clip. Okay, part 45. Just the theme of this journal is to love yourself. You know, You deserve it. You deserve it. Don't matter what nobody say to you. Doesn't matter. If somebody is not saying certain things to you because they're not following their highest joy, but they're able to do that. They just have to make a decision from within. We all capable of doing it. All of us capable of doing, aligning ourselves where we want to be in our hearts. We all. So, fear and the idea of victimhood and all that is not going to shift you into a place where you want to be really. It's just going to keep you in the same space. I'm telling you this flat out. A lot of you, if you look within yourself, a lot of you won't understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Stop giving yourself excuses that why you can't shift where you want to be. You can shift where you want to be. Okay? You're God, your consciousness, your power. You are bliss. Okay? You are brilliant. You are spiritual beings. So you're not exempt to live your life blissful. You're not. I don't care what your head tells you. I don't care what religion, faith that you observe, that you choose to observe. I don't care what your parents tells you. I don't care what your boss tells you. It doesn't matter. Or whoever. It doesn't matter. So I'm saying this to myself too as I'm recording this. Okay, everybody. I'm glad I did this. It took a lot to say this, in a way, because my own head is telling me not to, but I did it anyway, because I know my power. Okay, everyone, so I will be back for part 46. Take care.